Hello everyone. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. I've got some background noise going on and a little bit of a new setup, so we will see how this works. I've got this really fun leaf. It's a maple leaf, and it is it looks like it's got some little bug bites on it, which I guess initially it bothered me, but then I thought, you know, it just brings it more interest as far as I'm concerned. So what I wanted to do is something that we did when we were very young children, and that is we would get these leaves and then put some sort of paper over them and then use crayons. So that's what I'm gonna do. The only thing different is I'm using the tea-dyed paper, and it is medium tea-dyed. It's not really heavily tea-dyed, but it's not too light either. And then I want to try to mimic the colors that are already there, which is basically, if we look at it, I guess I see like green, and you know, it's not an exact green that I have here, so I'm gonna kind of like maybe combine the greens a little bit to kind of give it a more natural look. And then I'll probably go back in with some of the, there's like a brown and maybe a little bit of a black, and maybe even, it's not in there necessarily, but I see a little bit of a purple, more of a violet maybe. So red, violet, and violet are the ones I'm going to kind of pull to the side here. So we're going to work with that and see what happens. So I thought that would just be fun to try. I haven't done that since I was a child probably. And so yeah, if I remember correctly, what you do, and I don't want to use the whole page, or do I? Maybe I do. Okay. So if I remember correctly, what we do is we go ahead and put the leaf over, or the page over the leaf, and then we come in with the color. Now, to be honest with you, I feel like I want to come in with a pencil before I do it with a color, but at the same time I'm kind of like just wanting to try to come in just with the colors. So I don't know, let's just try. This is, just give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, so this is a little bluer than I wanted it to be. I'm probably gonna cut it out of this paper because obviously there's gonna be excess, and I don't necessarily want the excess parts to come out. I don't know, I may be okay with it, but as it stands, I think I think I'm just gonna go with this and see what happens, and then I'll figure out whether I want to cut it out or not. But for right now, it looks like I'm happy with what I'm seeing right now. I've used quite a bit of the pastel, not really liking that a whole lot because I'm very jealous with my oil pastels. I kind of want them to last forever. And now I've taken the part that has the name of the color, which I don't think I'll forget, this one called Moss. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go back in before I start blending, because I want to blend, but I also like to see those bits that are darker coming out. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just go ahead and go over that, you know, just kind of like I did with that other color, and just kind of layer the colors, if you will. So I'm going to try to do that. Of course, now that I know where the leaf is, I don't need to, you know, go over to the outside of the lines, if you will. So I'm liking that. I think it looks really cute. I am still very tempted to use this other green, which is more of a yellow, but let me see. I don't want to use it don't want to use it because it's way too like yellow, which, you know, that would be nice maybe for a different, if I want to do a different color, because if I'm trying to mimic what's already there, I don't know that I want to use that color because it's a little too light. So all right, so what I'm gonna do now, it didn't pick up the little circles on it that are, you know, kind of like brown or whatever. It didn't pick that up. So but what I'm gonna do now is, while I still have the leaf underneath, I'm gonna go ahead and come in with my finger, just dry. I haven't even put baby wipe wetness on it or anything. It's just like that, just coming in with my finger and blending that in. And so that's a nice way to create a leaf. Now I could have probably drawn it or painted it or something, but it would have taken me a long time, and sometimes, you know, that's a good thing, you know. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, because, you know, there's a value, and you know, if you're wanting to learn how to draw and paint and stuff, that's something, probably that's a good thing to do anyway. But I guess in my case right now, I guess I wanted kind of like an instant gratification, and so I wanted to feel like I can create a leaf of my own through this method, and that it would be faster, and it is. So, and it is creative still, and it's beautiful, and I like that. I really like that. I think sometimes people don't do enough art because they're worried about the investment and time that they're making, and how maybe, you know, they feel like it would require so much of their time that they don't even get started. So, and that's kind of like what happened to me. It was like analysis paralysis. I just kept thinking about that, and it just like didn't allow me to continue. So I'm really liking how it looks. I don't think I've been in good frame, but anyway, that's how that goes. Another thing that I thought was kind of good is I'm using this Cricut mat, which it's a long story. I have a Cricut, but it's an ancient one, and the software doesn't work anymore because it used to be online, and now they've discontinued that. So but anyway, I still have the mat, and it's still sticky, so I kind of like it for this project because it held my leaf and my paper together while I was doing all that. So I thought that was an interesting idea. So now I feel like I want to go in with another color, and like I said, in this one I kind of feel like there's brown and maybe like a plum color or something, but it's not coming out in the design here. You know, when we did that little deal, that transfer or whatever, it wasn't transferring. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to go in and kind of draw it out a little bit or something. I'm not so sure. I noticed there's a little hole here, and I don't know if that was already there or if I made it, but I kind of like it. But so yeah, that's kind of like the next thing I want to do is figure out. Maybe I'll go in at the edges. Let me see if that'll be an interesting thing to do. I think it will be. And okay, so that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, but that's not too bad. I like that. Kind of get the edges a little darker. Okay, make it a little more realistic, which, you know, I don't always care for realistic. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and sometimes I want it to be a happy surprise, or even something in between is okay. So not a deal killer for me for sure. So I am liking how this is coming out. I'm gonna continue that way, and hope that it will turn out. I mean, so far I'm liking it, so I'm happy about that. I kind of wanted to have more elements for that little journal that I have, that I made for the autumn journal. So I'm trying to see if maybe I can incorporate, you know, something like this in there somehow. And yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, so far I am liking it very much. This is an easy-ish project. Probably you can do this with crayons as well. You know, obviously you're not going to have the blending, but you know, with crayon, what you do is if you color really hard, you can come back with a penny and just rub off the excess crayon, and it gives you kind of like that look too. Maybe I can try that as well, to show you guys a little bit, perhaps. But now I'm coming in with a little bit of black, and I'm obviously being very cautious because, you know, I don't know why I'm kind of afraid of black, because I don't know. But so I don't love it, you know, but I do feel like now that I've done it there, I've got to kind of add it a little bit in these other areas, even if it is just a little, because I don't know, I guess the uniformity of it, it brings an appeal to me. And so even though I didn't particularly love it when I first started doing it there, in that first leaf, I'm kind of liking it a little more because I think it is giving it a little more dimension. But I went really light on it, and then I think I'm gonna go in with the red violet. No, not with the red violet. I'm gonna go in with just the violet, which is like a purple. So I'm gonna go in and see, actually maybe go in through the middle with it and see if I can spread it a little bit and see how that works out, you know, because it's, you know, this is where, you know, it gets a little more creative. I do like it though. I do like it. I think I am going to continue with it on the edges. So, okay, so that's kind of cool. Let's see, how many minutes am I on? Okay, well, it looks like I'm going to be pretty much, you know, my video is going to be, I don't like to, I guess I got used to making videos that are 15 minutes or less. So I'm going to try to see if I can, yeah, I don't know why. There's always people in my house that decide that they want to talk to my dog while he's sitting right next to me, and they know I'm taping, so, or videoing or whatever. So gotta love that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into this kind of center membrane in this color, and okay, I think I'm liking that. I think I'm liking it. And then I'm gonna blend there again, and I do really like it. I think it came out really pretty. Again, I don't think I've been in frame most of this time. I gotta get used to this little setup here. But I really do like it, you know. And I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly like it's in here, okay? But I kind of do feel like I want to add, you know, like a warmer color, maybe like an orange. So I'm gonna go in and maybe kind of do that on some of the areas to see how that goes. I could probably be doing this at this point without it being, you know, underneath that deal. But yeah, let's see how that, because usually, you know, with leaves like this, you know, you'll have like a bit of it kind of starting to turn, and then another bit of it is not necessarily turning yet. And so I kind of feel like I want to do that. I kind of want to add these colors and as if, you know, by nature, as if it happened naturally.